Good morning. It's Erica of AriBo Arts. I'm coming off the tail end of a cold, so I'm double hydrating. I got my tea, which I'm trying to finish while it's still quite hot, and I got a big thing of water over down there, out of the way so I don't trip on it. But I will have to move it when I go fluff and fold. Yeah, so I've been making a series of bats that I'm calling Razzmatazz. There was a Tab Calloway song that I've been setting them to when I've been making reels. And essentially what it is solid or semi-solid medium wools, Cheviots and BFL Cross, and then I soup them up with Sari Silk, this particular colorful brand. And then also, I have to grab the rest of this, which I'm going to have to use two hands for. Hang on. And silk noil. This is a Tussa silk noil. It's from Paradise Fibers. It's not as textured as the mulberry silk noil that I had from them originally. That's a lot more nubby. I mean, this has little slubs and nubs in it, but it's a lot more it's a lot more like roving than the mulberry I had. But when I ran out of the mulberry, I went to reorder and they were out. But they had this, so I tried it. I mean, it's not bad. I like it. But okay, let's see if I can quickly finish my tea. And hopefully comments will show up, but what's been happening for the last several months is I can tell there are people watching, but I can't see their comments till afterwards. So if you choose to make a comment, I will comment afterwards. Okay, and I'm going to set the camera up in a second. I just really want to finish the really nice warm tea. Though it's not like it's that cold here. It was 80s a couple days ago, 70 yesterday. I think it's going to get into 70s again today. Okay, I'm almost done. Hang on. Okay. We may get to see Heloise. She is up here. While I showered, I'd closed the door to the hallway, and I opened it up again, but she seems to be quite happy lying on the base of her scratching post. So the color we're going to do this time, so I've done one in sort of a, deep raspberry maybe. I did one that was sort of wasn't an aqua, but it was because it was very, very green. It was very sort of an 80s green. And so now I'm doing this one. So this will be Razzmatazz 3. And I have not weighed this, so I have no idea how much it weighs. But it's a nice, it's going to produce a really nice textured yarn. Okay, this is really thick. So I think, let's see how it pulls apart. Okay, it's going to be a problem. We'll just do this. I'm probably going to actually put it off camera. Just because that's easier. Okay, so there's what we're going to start with. Though that is thick enough that I probably could fill the whole feed tray, but I think we'll just do it in pieces. Ceiling fans are officially off, though because I'm coming off this cold, I do feel a bit warm. And there is a little bit of debris on here, but it's the Sari Silk. So I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to put more in this bat. Okay, so as I said, this is a Cheviot. I got it from Curly Q's. Now with this type of bat, I don't want the layers of the wool to be too thick in between. Because what that will end up giving you is spaces as you spin it where there's no add-ins, right? Okay, let's pop you down here. There we go. Okay, so, and this is a braid I got from my vendor friends. In fact, after this, I'm going to contact her and say, yeah, I'm going to see you in a show in November. Make sure you bring more of this. I know there's other place to get it, but I like to get it from her. So what I do is I heavily, and so this is just the painting on where you press down with your thumb. Not too hard, because obviously, you don't want to get any pokey bits, and don't scratch your knuckle there. So this does use a lot of sari silk. Now, and because the sari silk is really light, I like to then gently press it down. Okay. And then the third element is that silk noil. And this I use a little less of because you don't want a ton of white in this. You just want sort of pops. And I just watch to make sure I don't get like a big clump. If a big clump gets pulled out, I just go through and... So you get that nice little contrast there. Yeah, I know Sebastian's so squeaky. But, so, and then press it down. Eventually, because that silk noil likes to hang out on the liquid. Okay? So that's a layer. It's a nice simple bat for me to make while I'm sick. Not a lot of thought. Okay, let's see if I can get a bigger piece off. There we go. Okay. Got a whole thick piece. This is really thick. So we're going to make it as wide as the feed tray. And if it's too wide, we'll just tear part of it off and add it later. So you can see there's a couple different shades there. This is, okay, it's not showing up on the camera quite the same way. This is a different color than this. Yeah, so I'm making bats today. And this afternoon I'm going to go down to my guild where the dye lab is. In fact, this might actually be too much. But... So the next layer I add, I'll do a thinner piece. Just didn't feel like breaking it. Anyway, so I'm gonna find this one's got some green in it. So though the green I've noticed is a little, occasionally has knots in it. Squeaky, squeaky. Okay, so I'm gonna go down my dye lab. It's a big, huge chunk. Usually what happens is because there's a knot somewhere in here. These are essentially just sari silk waste threads that have been chopped up fine. They're in this sort of faux roving. Yeah, because I have a couple commissions. Had my Dharma order show up yesterday. A couple new dyes to try. Dharma now has some specific for ice dyeing. I don't ice dye, but I do a method similar. And so I'm going to try these new ice dyes that are meant to split into really cool colors. And then yeah, so I'm gonna do some commission work. Also, my guild's doing an event this weekend, so I have to help do my part by cleaning a little bit. I think I've been assigned some dusting, which actually probably is not the best thing with have a cold, but it is what it is. If I don't get to it, I don't get to it. I'm sorry, Jill, if you're watching. So this is Cheviot, if you're just joining me. So it's what I'm calling the razzmatazz bats, which are a mostly solid color, medium wool of some kind, then with sari silk and silk noil. Very jazzy. Oh. And my waffle sale is on Friday, so this bat will be available then, unless somebody snaps it up before then. It's at 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central, because I'm in the Central Time Zone. Everything on Waffle runs on Eastern Time. But not all of us live on Eastern Time. So yeah, so my sale is on Friday, and then I'll spend Saturday and Sunday mostly at my guild. Open a house. It's also reminding me that I have to put up some pictures for that. Okay, that. Let's go on to the next layer. Yeah, I think the shorter pieces work better. And I was at Fiber Expo in Michigan and Arbor 2 weeks ago, was it? Not even 2 weeks ago. It feels like being sick is like my memory is totally messed up. It wasn't even 2 weeks ago. And I have a photo of all the waffle, or I think almost all the waffle vendors who were there. And I just keep forgetting to edit. I've got like 10. The woman who took the photo for us, she took like 10 of them. And so I have to go through them and see which one is the best one, and then, crop and edit and all that. So that's been on my list to get up. And then I'm now the social media person for our state federation of Fiber Arts Guilds. And we had an event on Saturday, which I went to. I was sick, but I went. And great speaker, talked about batik, and it was just really good. But I have to get those photos edited and because the stage was huge, and she was like on the back of the stage, and I was like, I'm gonna have to like seriously crop these photos. So just leave any comments you have in the comments, and I will look at them afterwards, because as usual, Facebook is not showing me comments. Okay, now this is going to be the test. This feels really full. It's even. That's how I always check, sort of. I mean, when I tease it, I'll tease it out. So you can feel here how flat it is, but you can also like come down and look at the side. Obviously not this side, but this side. And see how full. Sometimes you can tell because you can already see it like popping up in places. I could probably get, it's hard to tell. Like this silk noil here looks like it's almost at the top. But most of it is about, I can see the tops, I can still see the tops of the teeth. So Let's try one more thin layer. So what I'm going to do is take like half of this. And then thin it out quite a bit. Excuse me 1 second. I gotta get some water. Got a new tumbler that has an integrated straw, but I gotta get a straw scrubber. So I'm never sure if I've gotten it as clean as it should be. Okay, there's a nice sort of thin layer. Let's see how that goes. It's still sticking to the main drum, so that means there's still room. When it starts just wanting to go over on the wicker in, at that point, then you're like, yeah, we're full. Push down a little bit. Make sure there's enough room for our last layer. Get some of the stuff that has green on it. Let's see. There we go. Oh, nice. I just don't want it all to be that hot pink and red. And I might just sort of go and see, are there spots where it's fairly blank? Maybe add a little more there. Because when I tease it apart, we'll end up with these spaces that don't have anything on them. And then the last bit of soap and oil. Just a little bit more. I have to go through my stash and see if I have any other medium wools that have that are solids or semi-solids. I mean, I could do it with merino. I know I've got some solid merinos, but I just feel like I want to do other things with merino. Okay, so I think we're done. So let's get this. I mean, I have enough to do probably one more bat. If I get desperate, I could contact the person I buy it from and I'm sure she could ship it to me. She just lives one state away. So we're going to break the bat. So this is going to be Razzmatazz 3. Oh, and a completely different subject. I guess so from some local farmers. And last week we had our first freeze coming. Because it's still really hot during the day, but it gets really cold at night. They were pulling all their tomatoes, and they were offering, among other things, green tomatoes. And so I made fried green tomatoes yesterday. They were yummy. Just using the knitting needle to get the stuff that's stuck. I always get a little bit, that sorry silk just sort of goes everywhere. So this is what it looks like. Okay. And I'm going to step off camera. I'm going to move the water. I'm going to step off camera and I will fluff just going to put the water right there. So I can't trip on it. So if you want to take any guesses as to the weight, go right ahead. Sometimes these medium, this is a Cheviot, but it's definitely a medium Cheviot, not a coarse. I gotta say, I think people are breeding for better Cheviot these days. Cheviot used to be really coarse. It really isn't anymore. At least the Cheviot I've been experiencing. Okay. I also gotta check I do my folding and rolling on a towel. And sometimes the sari silk likes to stick to the towel. It's like, ooh, rough surface, let me stay. Okay, ooh, yeah. Okay, here I come. Hopefully not tripping on anything. What do you think? Lots of fun texture in there. Okay, so your chance to guess the weight. What do you think? I have a number in my head. We'll see how it goes. Put that there. Then tear it out. And we're going to put it in. Oh, and I guessed too high. What did you guess? Find something to put this on. It is, and I knew it was going to be light, because this stuff has a lot of air in it, a lot of crimp, and so it's like CDM. It's just sort of like, I'm a huge bat. I only weigh 2 ounces, but I'm a huge bat. This is 2.03 ounces. I was thinking 2.2. So, yeah. So this is razzmatazz, which I had to learn how to spell. Kind of like how you spell it make sure your Z's are multiple. So there's 4 Z's in razzmatazz. And that's razzmatazz 3. So we'll see if it's going to be a razzmatazz 4. Otherwise, that is it for this week. Thank you for coming to the weekly bat making session. Obviously, I do this most Wednesday mornings. In November, there's going to be a special one where I'm going to do it from a remote location. And there may be foreign languages involved. So we'll see how that goes. If you're interested, the WAFA Zoom spin-along is on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. There's always an event in the WAFA list of events that you can look to get the link for that. We usually go an hour to 2 hours. There's sort of a core group, but you can come in, you can ask spinning questions. You don't have to spin. You can just hang out with us. You can knit. You can do whatever. It's a social event. But certainly if you have spinning questions, we have a bunch of people that like to spin there. So, and my WAFA sale is Friday at 5:30 Eastern. And then obviously there's a whole wonderful WAFA weekend coming up. Okay? So I'll take some photos of this and post it in the group sometime later today. So you take care, and I'll see you around on Facebook.